think that Honda is better, like Honda CBR1000rr is better than the gsxr1000 or the zx10r. A few months ago I had the opportunity to buy a bike, you know. I wanted to buy a bike actually, it was no opportunity. And I said to myself, you know, I don't want to buy like a cheap ass bike, a beat up bike, you know. So I was looking online for used bikes, and here where I live in South Alabama. There's not much market for super sport or super bikes, you know. I wanted to buy a 1000cc bike. I've been riding for a while, and for the past 6 years I only had like 1000cc bikes, so it's hard to go back to a 600 or whatever. Anyway, I wanted something that had a little bit of electronics, you know, at least a traction control. I go and do some track days every now and then. I love it. I would like to do it every week if I would have the possibility. So I wanted to have a pretty nice bike, decent bike, you know. I didn't have cash, so I was going to finance one. Either get a, you know, a loan, auto loan, personal loan, whatever. I said to myself, I set like a limit, you know, like around 7 grand, 8 grand. But I was looking online and I couldn't find anything nice, any bike that I really liked for that price. Prior to this bike I had a 2013 R1. That one had the traction control as well, you know, like power modes, all that. It was a nice bike. It had a lot of character, but it was very low on power. It was quite heavy. It had a lot of, you know, bad things I didn't like about it, but I'm not gonna talk about them now. So I sold that bike and I said, man, I want to buy a different bike. It's been a while since I sold that bike. I was never in the position to buy another bike until like 5 months ago when I got this one. So people here ask ridiculous money for a bike, like 2008, let's say, CBR1000rr. Doesn't have any kind of electronics. It's somewhere around $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, which is ridiculous money for a bike like that. Ridiculous. Then I was looking at a zx10r, a 2011 and up, but same deal. You barely find a couple of them, and they were like over 7 grand each. So I had this local dealership where I live. It's called Hall's Motorsport, and I just went online and checked, you know, what kind of bikes they have. I realized that they have what is called an old stock. So bikes from 2017, 18, whatever, you know, selling them for dirt cheap, in my opinion, you know, good prices anyway. So I saw that they had the 17 CBR, which I got, the 17 gsxr, and the 18 zx10r. All of these bikes were 10,000 or 10,500, you know, around the $10,000 mark. Now, I was always a gsxr fanboy. I had a couple of them, 2002 600 and 2008 1000, and I love those bikes, you know. They have a lot of power, and I don't know, I like them. They're simple enough and good. Never had an issue with them. The problem with the new gsxr, it was the regular 1000, not the 1000R, which was the very base model. It was 10,500, and the problem with it is that it looks kind of outdated. like the dashboard, and I don't know, it doesn't seem to be that good quality. Of course, it has an amazing engine. The engine is the strong point about that bike, the selling point about the bike. You know, a lot of people buy them and at least in this area stretch them and drag race them, and it's the same for the zx10r. That's what they do it, and they buy them, they stretch them, and they drag racing them. I'm not into that. I don't like that thing. Now that's the reason I didn't get the gsxr. I didn't like the idea of seeing all the time in front of me that ugly dashboard. I know they have problems with brakes. They always had problems with brakes. Like, you need to invest a little money in the braking system. It has a lot of horsepower, like 200 horsepower and other stuff, but it's pretty plain and simple. I didn't like it for being too simple, too basic, too outdated already. Now, I was never a big fan about the Kawasaki brand, about the zx10r or anything like that. I have a friend that you know, let me roll his 07 zx10r, but of course you cannot compare a 17 with a 07. The problem that the thing that I don't like about the ZX10s is that they're very big. They're very big. You know, big like, I don't know, the front end, the nose, the fairings. It's very long. Like, everything is so far away from you. Again, it's a very outdated bike. It first came out in 2011. I mean, in 16 they just did a very small refresh, but it's a 2011 bike after all, you know. And the thing is, I never had the opportunity to test any of these bikes. My local dealership doesn't allow me to you know, test drive them, which sucks, you know. But I had them, all three of them, in the dealership over there, and I could sit on them. You know, everybody, I was looking at all the movies on YouTube, and everybody was saying that the Honda is very small, which it is, indeed, is small, but all of them are small. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4" and 220 pounds or so. So at this point, every single bike is small. Like, of these three bikes, you know, it doesn't matter which one I get, because they're all small. So, like I said, the gsxr and the CBR, they're basically the same size. The only difference in size is the width. Yeah, the CBR is narrower and it's lighter, with about, I don't know, 15-20 pounds, which is a big deal. Now, the CBR has the least horsepower. It has 190 horsepower. The other two have like 200. You know, like I said, I don't drag race them. I do drag race when I can. So 10 horsepower doesn't really matter, you know. The CBR is gonna compensate with the agility, you know, being so light and small. It's very nimble, very agile. Now, that was one of the things that made me buy the CBR. Then the second thing was the looks. Like, this bike looks so nice, you know, from the outside. The dashboard looks so nice. You can customize it. It's a very nice bike, nice looking bike, and it's quite unique, you know. Not too many people buy these bikes. I don't know why, because it's a very good bike, you know, but people are focused on numbers, you know, like they're buying numbers. It doesn't have 200 horsepower, it only has 190. So people are like, man, that's slow. Man, this bike is not slow. It's not slow at all. I can tell you, it's fast. It's fast enough. And then if you want, you can always like flash tune it. I saw a lot of videos like you gain like 15 horsepower when you flash tune it. Anyway, it has plenty of power in that. So like I was saying, I was not able to ride them, any of them, but I checked all the videos on YouTube, you know, about these bikes, these three bikes, and there are a lot of videos. MCN from UK named the CBR the Super Bike of the Year 2017. Motorcycle News, I think, named it the Bike of the Year, and they did that for a reason. And the main reason was the quality, the build quality, and the reliability, you know. It's a very reliable bike. I mean, that's what they say. And the build quality it's very good. The build quality is there. Yeah, that's probably the reason, the main reasons why I got this bike. It was a little cheaper than the gsxr, and this one came with ABS. Honestly, I didn't really want the ABS because on the track, you know, people say that you don't need the ABS, it's gonna be intrusive. I'm not at that level, you know. I never had the ABS interfere, but this black color only came with ABS. I was supposed to get a red one, not to have the ABS, but I didn't like the red one, I like the black one. Yeah, now the price is a good deal. Like I said, $10,000, of course, plus taxes and fees and all that crap that dealers give you. And looks, build quality, a fuel economy, I'm extremely surprised. Like now I'm through traffic and I'm doing 37 miles per gallon. You know, if I ride with no traffic, like, you know, a little smoother than this, I can easily do 40, 42. I also wanted to get the Yamaha R1. It doesn't matter, it could have been a 15 model or whatever. I would have paid $10,000 for that because I heard very good things about it. Now the problem is that that's probably the best sold liter bike here where I am, so they don't have anything like that. The only one they had, it was a 2019, I think. Yeah, 18 or 19, I think 19, and that was like 13,700 or so. You know, it was a little too much for me, you know. Plus you have the fees and all that, and he's gonna get you to a way higher price. Now I couldn't get that one, so I didn't put it in my comparison, like. But you know, out of these three bikes, the CBR1000, gsxr1000 and the zx10r, I chose the CBR, and honestly I'm very pleased with it. I'm very happy with this bike. It's a great bike, an amazing looking bike, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any other questions, you know, post a comment and I'm gonna reply to your comment. I'm gonna try to reply to all your comments. Drive safe, guys.